Chainlink, starting off on the weekly chart, then we'll zoom into the 3-day, maybe the daily, see where we are. Looking at the moving averages here on the weekly, falling down under the 200 week, under the 21 week, basically under all the weeks. No different. No, I'm not picking on Chainlink. It's all coins right now. Obviously, we're in the middle of the bear market, maybe the end of the bear market. Who knows? But until prices on your favorite altcoin, Chainlink included, get above the 200 week in the pink there, or the 21 week. Why the 21? Well, that's typically the line in the sand for any coin. The 21 week EMA in the yellow, right? Look at let's go with me here, right? Let's draw this line in the sand. Why there? Well, typically that's kind of where we hit our first kind of major warning shot. Early part of the year, right? Everyone kind of started flipping more bearish. We were well aware that the bear market was starting at that point. But look at the more important, right? The rejections off the 21 week right there. The rejection off the 21 week right there. So any rallies typically in a bear market or a bull market will hold that line as resistance in a bear and support in a bull. I mean, you can go back and look at these bigger moves hitting right off of the 21 week, showing support, right? This is not specific to Chainlink. This is pretty much any given coin on the weekly chart will tend to hold in bull and resistance in bear, right? So removing that until we get above there, right? The 21 week, that right now is just above $8. But really, more importantly, clearing this double top just north of 10 is the line in the sand for the weekly chart. Let's zoom in. How about the 3-day, right? Why the 3-day? The 3-day is, a little bit between, right? The daily and the weekly. So not as zoomed out as the weekly and a little bit more info than the daily. And more importantly, I love the volume profile on using the 3-day, right? It shows where the most volume has taken place, most transactions, just north of $7 for Chainlink. If you watch my previous video on Matic, all right, we go into depth on that as well. Also, right, those typically tend to be kind of where the consolidation point was during the last cycle. And if you can hold that line on average, right, it looks like we're trying to oscillate between there, do the ebb and flows around there. That can typically be where you end up holding. So volume profile can be useful given that. So now I didn't draw this line. I didn't make this up. That is where the most transactions took place on this chart. So that number exactly is just north of $7, right? So 713 look like. And then you can even draw like this trend line, right? This horizontal line, right? This after our initial move up in 2020, we came back and held that. And then we tried to kind of come back and test that kind of zone a couple times. So this initial liftoff zone, right? We're kind of still in that, playing with that zone. So as long as we're holding in there, right? I also like to use the closing price. If you put on a line chart, that's what that looks like. So let's go look at that on the weekly real quick. The line chart, look at all this volume in here. So on the weekly, you get a little bit different story, but Chainlink's got some bigger history, right? So going down to 222, I think the exact number was, right? That's the previous consolidation from the last cycle, 2019, late 2018, after the move up, after the bear cycle. Link did very well in the last bear cycle. This one not so much, but not as bad as some. So looking at the weekly and the daily, right, your volume, super volume back in there. We also have a lot of volume right here where we are, which is why we're kind of consolidating this area. You can see the volume, look at the gap here, right? So if we lose this and we start to close under, the $6 area, right? You can notice we haven't really closed under there. We've had some wicks, but closing, right, we could have a little bit of a fall down to 5, maybe 4 area, right? A lot of levels in that. Zooming out, right, you can see that that's it's kind of a big level. So Chainlink doesn't have as specific of levels as a lot of coins. That's a big zone. So maybe you want to draw it from your lower zone around 2, north of 2. And this is only going to happen, or likely to happen, if Bitcoin has another tumble down the stairs. If Bitcoin likes to hold the line around 16, 17, 18K, then I doubt we ever see these prices again for Chainlink, and I think this ends up holding more or less, just consolidation, right? We're trying to consolidate, so that's just my 2 cents. Let's go look at the daily, see what we got there. Look at the line, right? The most volume right there, around just north of $7 again, so that's another good sign. We're trying to, right, just look at it's almost equidistant from where prices are, right? Prices tend to revert to the mean, and that seems to be like what's happening with Chainlink. So around the $7 mark, right? I'd say if you can average anything under $7, I think you're doing quite well for the next cycle up. So on the daily, we're trying to find our footing here, right? As the altcoins are, right? Altcoins are trying to find their bottom. But let's take off all of the clean it up, right? Let's take off all the moving averages and kind of look at it just from a chart perspective. We can even take off the volume profile. All right, looking at the chart, have we bottomed? Well, like I said, Chainlink kind of is a different animal. It doesn't have as clean cut lines and levels, but that was certainly our initial consolidation level right in this area. But you can kind of argue the case that there's obviously a lot more volume transaction in this area. So we'll see. I'm not here to forecast or predict anything, but this is certainly an important level, right? Bitcoin is also at an important zone, but more or less consolidation, right? That's kind of the level. And we haven't really done that since our fall down all the way back in May of 2021. That was Chainlink's peak. Never really saw that again. So we're in consolidation, and this is certainly the longest consolidation level that we've had in quite some time. And going out and zooming out, let's go look at a couple other indicators and what we need to watch for on the biggest kind of scale. I would put on the ADX and the I on the weekly, and this, you can use this for any coins, right? So the weekly ADX and the I, the bears are in charge, the red, right? The average directional index in the orange still facing down. So until that flips around, until the bulls get back on top, right? You want the green to cross, and then your good stuff can happen, right? Here, right, just like this. This is exactly what we want to see, right? Green to cross, separation, divergence from each other, and their orange ADX tend to follow up, right? That's what you want to look for in any coin, and then you'll have plenty of time, right? You don't need to rush anything. Patience, right? We're still building. We're in the bear market. Patience is a virtue, so watch for that. For Chainlink, that's what I'd be looking for. A flip of the $10 level, really. Let's go back and look at price again, right? You want to look at the $10 level on before you can really flip any kind of bull scenario, right? That would flip a lot of these moving averages over on the daily, and it would also take out this kind of double peak that we've seen. And guess what? It would also take out this 200-day EMA, which that is currently now under $10 for the first time in a long time. So flip both of those, right? If you're you're nervous that Bitcoin could drop and Chainlink could go to $2, just do yourself a favor and less stress. If you want a long-term investor in Chainlink, I think these are great prices. If you're wanting to get like the best buy or I would say best buy. Let's reverse that. How about the least amount of worry, right? You wait for this level to be taken out. You wait for Chainlink to get over 10 again. You wait for Chainlink to get back over the 21-week EMA. You wait for Chainlink to get back over the 200-day EMA, right? All of those things, you'll still have plenty of upside. And then, fear not, right? You're not going to catch the bottom, but you could be much less worried that, you're going to lose all your money, right? If you just want to be Chainlink long-term, I don't want to lose a bunch. Wait for those levels, right? Above 10, right? Not financial advice. Obviously, nothing I do is, but that's what I would do to have the least amount of stress. Now, if you're a gambler and you're ready to roll, then you think we're going lower, then wait for a flush or a capitulation around $2 or $3, right? Maybe we get that. If Bitcoin goes to 10K, then obviously that has a legit chance of happening. Barring that, I think these are great levels to be buying at on a lot of coins, right? A lot of coins are down 70, 80, 90% discount. If you still believe in those coins and they're 90% off, what the hell? You would have given your right arm to be buying at these prices, last year, right? So just throwing that out. Hopefully you found this a little bit helpful. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Chainlink. I'm still a fan.